Hello and welcome to a quick video of Last Hope Pink Bullets for the Geo AES system. Yes, I got this game just before Christmas 2014 and I did do an unboxing video for it on my channel, but I did say that I would show you some gameplay footage of it over Christmas of that year, but sadly I could not. However, it is just before Easter 2015 and I've decided, now that I've completed Half-Life 2 Episode 2 Let's Play Blind, this would be a nice little idea, and I will show you some footage of the game itself. I'm using a capture card setup to get the footage of this. There might be some lag in my commentary as this progresses, so I won't make this video too long. There's not really a lot to show you, really, actually thinking about it. I'm not going to play the whole game, I'm just going to show you a bit of it and just give you my thoughts and feelings and opinions on the game itself. Now, I'm not going to go over everything. A lot of it I went over in the unboxing video in terms of the background story, the control scheme, because I read the manual, and all kinds of other MacGuffin. I just can't be asked to go through it now because I don't fully know it. I have got the manual here, but I'm not going to sort of keep going back and forth and checking it. If you want to know more about the game in terms of the story and the manual and the controls, just watch a bit of my unboxing video. It is a bit long and a bit rough around the edges, but it'll give you some idea. Or indeed go and watch another Let's Play of this game in particular, or see some other gameplay footage, or look it up yourself. I'm sure you can do that. But anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, as you can see, there's some demo footage of the game itself. It's a horizontal space shooter. It was made by DEV.TEAM, I think back in 2006, but it might have been 2008. I can't remember exactly which year this game originally came out. I do know that it originally came out on the Geo AES and maybe the MVS. I can't remember which of those consoles it came out with originally. I know AES version came out, and only 50 or 60 units of that game came out, and they were sold in a matter of seconds as soon as they were available on the website. However, that particular version of the game, the first version of the game, was quite difficult to play. There were certain things about it that made it very hard to actually complete unless you were a die-hard, hardcore horizontal shooter fan and had the patience to sit and play through the game. So what DEV.TEAM did is they re-released the game as Last Hope Pink Bullets, and they made some changes to it. They made changes to the difficulty, the control scheme. The major improvement was the pink bullets that you can see flying around here. They weren't there in the first game. And people complained that it was hard to see enemy projectiles, so when you died you didn't know how you were killed. So they updated that so you can see the projectiles a lot better. They also changed the music. They changed some of the level graphics of the first part of the game. I don't know if they did that for every level, but I know the first level they redid a little bit. And yeah, that's about it really in terms of changes. There's quite a few, but again, I can't remember the total list off the top of my head. But all we're going to do is, other than watch some demo footage of the game, we're just going to play it a little bit, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts and feelings about how it plays, what I feel about it, and whether you should get it or not if you like Neo Geo. This game also came out on the Sega Dreamcast as well, and if you're thinking about picking up a copy for this game, I would probably recommend you get the Dreamcast version. It's exactly the same, except with a few load times, but I heard that the load times for that version of the game is very minimal, so you don't have to worry too much about having to wait long periods of loading. It's just a lot cheaper to purchase. This game, when I first got it, brand new on the AES from DEV.TEAM's website, was €450, which roughly translates to be just under £400. It was about £380, £390 when I bought it. Yeah, that's a lot of money for one game on an old console. You know, with that money you could buy an Xbox One and a PS4 and some games for that, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. But anyway, there you go. Whereas the Dreamcast version, a lot cheaper. It also came out on the Neo Geo MVS, this did, but again, you're still looking at about £300 to £350 for that one as well, so yeah, I'm just a Neo Geo diehard fan. I haven't got a large collection because they are expensive games, but I do aim to collect and get as many of them as possible as the years go by. Anyway, right, with that out of the way then, let's actually start the game.
The evil empire is rushing at light speed across the galaxies.
That's pretty fast.
Towards Mother Earth.
Oh, that's terrible.
Barely 24 hours ago, they penetrated the last defense line of our galaxy.
Well, we're rubbish then.
Millions of innocent people perished in outer space colonies.
Oh dear.
70% of our fleet was destroyed during first contact.
Christ, we're rubbish.
Intelligence has now estimated their arrival within 6 days. Conventional weapons cannot stop them.
Oh no.
Our last hope is in your hands.
Roll credits. Yep, so apparently we have to stop them, and we're one tiny ship, and apparently we don't have conventional weapons. That's always good to know. And yeah, basically we're almost at the brink of extinction. So yeah, this is it. This is the first level. Yeah, the things I'm going to comment on are just how the game controls, the graphics, the music. That's about it really. There's not really a lot to comment on in this game other than that. So let's begin. In terms of the music for the game, you're not going to hear many of the soundtracks of this game, sadly, but the music to this game is I like it. It's very atmospheric. It matches the levels very well. It's quite slow paced as well, because this game is very slow paced really. This isn't a sort of high speed action horizontal shooter. This is one of those sort of slow, methodical, you have to learn how it works kind of shooter games. You know, learn where things pop up, where projectiles come from and all that. It's kind of like a sort of trial and error based game, which I'm not a huge fan of in general. I don't like trial and error based games because I just think they're a bit unfair, because you're going to die a load of times not knowing what's happening. But at the same time, as your skills improve as you play the game, you can start making predictions about what things are going to come up, and also your reflexes and reaction times improve, so maybe even when you come across new things you can actually do it first time. So yeah, so the music kind of matches the gameplay really. It's quite a slow paced game, but it's good. It's nice music, it's atmospheric. It actually relaxes you in a way, which is good, because you're going to get stressed out quite quickly as you play this game. Like I said, it requires a lot of patience, it requires a lot of memorizing and focus, and I have none of those abilities, so yeah, as you can probably guess and will know, I suck at this game, and quite a lot of shooter games in general. I do like shooter games though, I am a huge fan of them, I just can't play them. I'm too old, too rubbish, too slow, and yeah. I can't give. Well, there's no point in me giving up any more excuses. I'm just rubbish. But if you're a hardcore shooter game fan, you will like this game. It's challenging, and not only that, yeah, it's challenging. You've got to be patient with it. There's 6 stages altogether. They're quite long. Well, I say long. They're adequately lengthed. They're not too short, not too long. They're about right. So yeah, other than that, music wise I should get back to, even their music's good. It's nice and gentle. It's quite sort of techno. Oh god, really? I'm dead already? Damn, I thought I was doing quite well then. Yeah, as you can hear, sort of electro techno music. It's pretty good. I like it. It's quite funky. When you die as well, you can put your high score into the game. The high score incidentally goes on the DEV.TEAM's website. You have to type the HTTP address along the bottom there. You put this code in that you're given, and it will give you your high score and your name on their website, which is kind of neat. So that's kind of cool, because the Geo AES doesn't have internet connection. I have no problem with that, by the way. You can actually, at this point, you can continue. If you press the A or B buttons, it makes continue go down quickly in terms of the countdown. Your credits are at the bottom middle part of the screen. You can actually improve or increase the amount of credits you've got by pressing the select button on the joystick or control pad of the Neo Geo, and then you press start to carry on. When you die, incidentally, you sort of start back a little bit before you die, so there's kind of like some sort of semi-checkpoint system going on in the game. In the original version of this game, if you died, you had to start the whole level again, and that's even when you lost a life as well, so not when you just get to the continue screen. When you lost a life, you started the level back as well. The original version of this game is phenomenally hard. But there you go, whereas in this version they've made it a bit easier. Even with that though, I still keep dying because I'm kind of rubbish. Also, the orange pod thing you can see in front of me, that's critical to getting a high score in this game, because you can use it to get your multipliers up. It's in the manual, so in the unboxing video there's more information on that. But essentially what you use it for, is to gain your multiplier, build your multiplier up so that when you kill things you gain more points. To do that, you have to capture the enemy projectiles, you essentially absorb them, so to speak. And when you do that, it builds up one of your multiplier meters. Oh, for God's sake. As you can see, I'm starting to get frustrated already. There is another multiplier meter. I think it's just when you kill enemies in a row you gain multiplier, but the second one and the main one is collecting enemy projectiles, which you do by just positioning your orange shield thingy over the projectiles. To shoot, you tap the A button or the D button on the control pad. If you hold down on the A button or D, if you hold down on the A button or the D button, you can get a powerful blue laser shot. There is a charge meter at the bottom of your screen, just above where your credits are. When that fills up, you let go, you get that nice blue projectile. And it goes through a lot of things actually, so it's quite useful to master that particular shooting ability that you've got. Like you just saw there, very useful. I would thoroughly recommend using it. It's very easy to use, very responsive, very quick to build up, so there's still an element of tactics and skill with regards to when you're going to use it, but again that comes down to memorising this game and how it works. This is the first boss fight, by the way. As you can see, it's some sort of alien thing that's in a wall thing. I don't know, but it's got 3 attacks. It's got these weird grey multicolored projectiles, these blue laser beam things, and then it has a little vacuum on the bottom right-hand corner. There's sort of like hole where you can see things being sucked into. That sucks your ship towards it, so that affects your maneuverability. So you've just got to bear that in mind. It's not too tricky, but yeah, just bear it in mind. It can catch you out from time to time. It's quite an easy boss, this, as you can see, blowing it up, even for me. Generally, the bosses are not too difficult in this game. It's the level. It's really the level itself that's tricky. So the bosses, they get harder, but they're not as hard compared to the level. The level is just as hard as it. But the level itself is the hard bit. So yeah. Anyway, what else is there? So yeah, A button and D button shoots. Tap it to shoot. You can't hold on to it to do rapid shooting. You have to keep tapping it. With the Neo Geo joystick, it's not too problematic. You know, your finger will get tired, but not straight away. So you've got some endurance and longevity involved. It's not too bad. I just wish I didn't keep dying all the time. But anyway, and then if you hold on to the A or D button, you get a charge shot. Now, your orange ball thingy that you see in front of your ship, I forget the proper name for it, but if you hold on to the B button or the C button, you can actually rotate it. So just by holding onto the B button, you rotate it anti-clockwise, and when you let go of the B button, it stops wherever it last was. So you can basically move it anywhere around your ship, really. I think in sort of eight directions you can move it. So up, down, left, right, and at diagonal angles. Pretty useful for positioning it. It also fires beams as well, so you can actually split your ship up, so you're firing forward and backwards as well. Pretty useful, actually. So a little bit of tactics involved with that. But again, holding onto the B button rotates it anti-clockwise. Holding onto the C button rotates it clockwise. So you've got a choice of which direction to rotate it in. All you have to do is hold onto the button. You don't have to move the joystick to move it. You just hold onto the button and it does it for you. Very sensitive. It works really well. I think the only difficulty behind it is that, of course, it's just learning to position it quickly and appropriately. That's the only difficulty, really. But other than that, it works well. To move your ship, use the joystick. Quite self-explanatory, really. And that's about it in terms of the controls. There's really not much more to it. So, yeah, music to the game, I really like it. And the control scheme works well. I've had no problems in terms of controls. I never feel cheated or robbed by the control scheme. The control scheme's smooth, it works well. I've no problem with it whatsoever. Just getting the hang of rotating your orange shield thingy is critical to this game, really, as well as learning to use your charge shots effectively. But other than that, the control scheme works great. Again, music's really good. The graphics to this game, I like them. I think they're good. Most of the game is CG rendered, so it has a sort of CG look to it, or something similar to Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo. The sort of same sort of graphic style. I think it's called CG rendering. I'm not 100% sure if that's the correct term for it. But there is some hand-drawn sprite animation in this game. Not a lot. Most of it is CG rendered. But even with that, it's really nice to look at. I think for a 2006 or 8 homebrew Neo Geo game, it looks really, really good. And especially on this version when they've upgraded it a bit, it looks nice. I haven't got a problem with this. It looks very similar to Polestar. This game. Polestar is another horizontal shooter game for the Neo Geo AES, but probably not as pretty as Polestar, but it's got a similar feel to it, and the reason why it probably doesn't look as pretty is because there's not as much going on in the game. But for a homebrew game, it is certainly very, very nice to look at. You know, so graphically in the graphics department, I like it. I haven't got a I think the graphics in this game are fun. They're appealing. You can see things quite happily on this game as well. You know, I can see the projectiles. I can see the enemies. Unlike the first game, again, where it was difficult to see where the projectiles were coming from, and even some of the enemies as well. In this version of the game, they've really improved on that, and it's not. I never feel like I can't see something or think where the hell did that come from when I die in terms of a projectile hitting me. It's everything's visually pleasing. For a science fiction futuristic space shooter game, I like it. I think there's nothing wrong with it at all. It really does. It doesn't show off the full capabilities of the Neo Geo AES, but it certainly shows off some of it. And for the game, it's suitably styled. So that's the second boss, as you can see. Very straightforward, very easy, really. Shoot it in the penis, and it dies. There you go. If you ever see something like that again, aim for the penis. I like the sort of transition screens as well from level to level. I like that. And the opening scene where you saw the ship sort of travelling through some sort of big ship tunnel thing. Quite nice. I think the animation in this game, yeah, the enemy animation as well is good as well. The enemies animate really, really well. You know, they're doing something all the time. I like it. I think graphically this game is very nice for what it is. Doesn't show off the full potential of the Neo Geo AES, but in terms of a CG rendered Neo Geo game, it's very pretty. And for NG Dev Team's first game, It's good. Their second game, which was Fast Striker, is very visually appealing. I don't have a copy of that, sadly. And Gunlord, which was their third game, which I do have a copy of. I might show that to you in a future video one day. Again, graphically, it's a similar thing. It just gets prettier and prettier and prettier, their games do. Their fourth game, which is Neo XYX, I've also got a copy of that as well. That was done with, you know, hand-drawn pixel art animation. That was a really pretty game to look at. It really showed off the capabilities of the Neo Geo AES that game did. Again, maybe one day I'll show you that. And then they did Ration, which was another horizontal shooter game, which really does show the Neo Geo's CG rendering capabilities. That game is very pretty. It's a shame I couldn't get a copy of that, but very pretty game. So yeah, so like I said, for this game, it's not the most beautiful looking out of NG Devs, but it's definitely a good looking one. I still think it looks good. I think it has a great science vibe to it, a great sort of grim futuristic alien vibe to it. You know, I generally am pleased with it. So yeah, graphically it's good. I think that's about it really. So what do I think about the game in general? Well, it's very hard, it's very tough, but it's also very addictive. But you've got the credit meter boost, so for somebody like me who's rubbish at this game, if you want to keep ploughing on through it, you can cheat your way through it by just making the credits look, well, just by increasing your credits, giving yourself free credits basically. You can also decrease the amount of credits you have as well, so if you fancy trying to one credit this game and you want the extra challenge, you can have that. So in terms of the difficulty, it's varied, you know, it's very accessible to everyone. Well, I say accessible to everyone. You can give yourself infinite credits if you want, or you know, a lot of credits to get through this game. So yeah, it's still a hard game, but you can definitely get better at it and not feel frustrated that you've only got a limited number of credits to do it in. So it's good. It's a good game to practice your shooting skills on. It's a great homage to the Neo Geo AES. It's a great homage to horizontal shooters of the, you know, back in the day. I like the sort of Polestar feel to it, and yeah, the story as well is good as well. I think the story setup's fine. You know, it's quite simplistic, but it works for this game. And yeah, just overall, I'm really chuffed with it. In terms of value for money, though, I mean, I paid a lot of money for this game. I wouldn't recommend you paying as much as I did for this game, not at all. But for a Dreamcast version, yeah, getting this on Dreamcast for the money, it's still expensive though. I'm not gonna lie, it's still an expensive game, but for a homebrew game, I really like it, and I'm really glad that NG DEV.TEAM made it. And it's nice to see that the Neo Geo is being kept alive, and their games get better and better and better, and I hope to show you more of those as time progresses. But yeah, good control scheme, great music, level design, that's another thing. Level design of this game is very, it's tricky. It provides quite a tricky challenge. Again, I don't feel like the level design cheats you, or the level design is bad in any way. I think the level design for the most part is pretty good. I like it. It can be tough at times, it can be very tough at times, but it's never really unfair. You know, the level design of this game is you know, it's good. It's a good level design. You know, it's just challenging really, that's all. But other than that, yeah, level design's great, so all good things really. So yeah, they really thought about this game, and they really did pull the stops out for this, and I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, this is Last Hope Pink Bullets. I don't think there's any much more to say really, so let's just see if we can finish off this stage before I run out of credits, which is probably not going to happen, but we'll give it a go. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, weapon pickups, of course. Weapon pickups, there's missiles, homing missiles, and cluster grenades as weapon pickups. They're like these sort of barrel-shaped pickup items. You might have seen a few of those already. Yeah, just pick up weapons, you just run into them, and that's what you get. If you die though, you lose them all though, so you've got to bear that in mind really. Right, now this boss is annoying because you don't have much time to kill it, and I died. Yeah, you've got to shoot this blue thing below it, and you've got to keep shooting it. Actually, it's not too bad, but ow! Oh, and I died. Oh. See if we can do it again. See that barrel pickup there? That's a weapon pickup. Very useful. But yeah, this is a good game. I enjoy it. I think for NG DEV.TEAM's first game, really damn good. Right, let's see if we can beat this boss, and then we'll call it a video. Hopefully this video comes out alright on the YouTube channel. It's difficult to record. I'm using, like I said, I'm using a capture card setup, and it's not a brilliant one. It's quite a cheap capture card I've had for a few years, so it's starting to show its age a bit. Boom! Damn it. Kill before I run out of health. Go on, no! Quickly! Kill! Yes! Had to cheat our way to it, but we win. Yeah, like I said, bosses aren't too bad. They start getting a bit trickier, but if you're trying to one credit this game, yeah, they're hard. But if you're not trying to one credit it like I am, because I'm rubbish, it's pretty straightforward. The channel, Creepy Waters. Yes, very good stuff. But yeah, I like it, so it's a good Neo Geo game. I thoroughly recommend you get it. I think that will do. So can I say thank you very much for watching this small video of Last Hope Pink Bullets. I might do more in the future of Gunlord and Neo XYX, and I hope to get a copy of Krautbuster as well. I've found a way to raise some money to get it. I just hope I can raise it in time before they launch it on their website. At least the pre-order anyway. But until then, take it easy guys, have a good one, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in another video.